Welcome, folks. It's Eric from Hepperle Homestead. Just going to do the hustle report. This is the end of the month hustle report. So, the way I'm planning to do it in the future is basically to have end of the month. Hold on a second. I'll pull up timer. Here we go. Clock. Try to see if we can get this done in 15 minutes. I'm just going to rattle off a bunch of the things that I've done. But yeah, the end of the month, what I want to do is kind of get sort of a summary of the major accomplishments and challenges and stuff like that. I don't quite have that down right now. I'm working on that better, but I got a bunch of stuff, and here we go. So, and by the way, if you've never seen this channel, my name is Eric, and this is Hepperle Homestead. I am one of two people, me and my wife, Catherine, and she goes by Cat, and she bakes and makes sourdough, and, we both take care of the cats, and then I make things out of wood, and pallet creations, and do yard work and stuff like that. I'm a web developer by trade, highly experienced in WordPress, and also Adobe graphic design software, having worked professionally as a in-house production graphic artist for 2 different newspapers over the last 4 years. Let's see, since 2019, that would be 5 years. Okay. So, without further ado, here we go. So, I'm just going to go counting the numbers. Number 1, I watched lots of videos over the last few weeks on side hustles, Maine lifestyle, or Amish lifestyle, and climate and financial hacks. And, a lot of it's like old ways and stuff like that, which is super cool. Although the AI makes some weird images sometimes. Number 2, I started doing Adrian Twarog's tutorial on building a responsive portfolio website. That is a great tutorial. He's got 2 of them. One's from a while back, and then one's from 2024. And the 2024 one actually integrates AI at the very end. But until then, it's just pretty much responsive, hand-coded. Number 3, I'm planning to sell my books. I don't know if you can see up here, I got a lot of books. And I've just been keeping them, one for reference, but I almost never go to them and refer to them since I have the internet and AI and all that stuff now. So I'm going to have to figure out what books I want to keep, I absolutely want to keep, and what books I can get rid of. And then I'm going to make an eBay store and possibly Amazon, but I think I'm going to try eBay because looks like that may be a good way to do it, and see if I can be a used book reseller. Okay. And see if I can start making some money off these books, because I bought most of these books. Well, no, not most of them. Probably a third of them at least I bought used off of Amazon years ago, because they're hard to reach out of print type books. Let's see. I cut away the fallen cedar tree, or pine tree, or whatever it is. Deciduous, that was called coniferous tree. Cutting away at it bit by bit, different tree saws and whatnot. That's the one that I don't know if I told you, but we had a freak winter tornado down here in humid Alabama in the winter. We had snow and a tornado. It was weird. And the tornado knocked a bunch of trees down. So I'm going to get that tree. I'm cutting it down bit by bit, using it to fuel fire, and that's cool. Okay, so we've got a plan. My wife asked me, I got 2 different fire piles. One I can see from my window in Shalom House in my office, and one that's closer to the tool shed, which I cannot see from my office. And she asked me if I would designate one of them as basically a wood ash pile where I'm not going to burn any plastic or even papers or anything like that. But just, because sometimes down south, nature takes over. I don't know what lie they told you about climate change causing plants to die. It's people spraying stuff that causes plants to die. Down here, the plants are so robust, they just grow back year after year. Anyway, or to be more clear, the weed plants grow back and the good plants die. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and have the one that's on the west of the house be the one that I can see from my office window. Let that be the one that I make just for wood ash for her garden projects. All right. So I saw the chiropractor. Yay! So my chiropractor is the closest thing we have in my tiny town that I live in of about 4,000 people. Semi-rural. He's the closest thing we have to a naturopath. And he's got his own line of supplements. And his uncle is a famous author in the Christian health space. But anyway, I saw him and he was very helpful. He read scripture. He read quotes from a book that quoted scripture and then talked about practical applications for, people trying to live the American dream and also seek the kingdom. It was awesome. It really meant a lot to me. Let's see. He also advised to do shoulder rehab exercises with both arms using resistance bands. And I think I can show you here. This is a pink resistance band, part of a set I got off of Amazon. The brand is Fit Simplicity. I might be able to scrape up a link for you. I don't know, like I said, I'm just trying to get these videos out. I apologize, they're not super fancy. They don't have all kinds of transitions, but I'm just trying to document so that I can keep getting better. And eventually I hope to be able to make awesome videos where I can point and say, hey, look over there, and stuff like that, but not right now. All right. Let me show you. I wonder if that should show up. Simplify or Fit Simplify. Yeah. And it was a good purchase. I mean, I've had it about 6 months, 9 months, and I only just started really using them after I saw the chiropractor the other day. And yeah, you just basically put it around a door handle and do some exercises. All right, so after only 3 days, my right delt feels better, and I was even able to shred accurately on guitar today, which is awesome because I didn't have the pain in my shoulder anymore. Excuse me. Also, one of the things that I have been doing is sort of acting like a bow and arrow pull with here, I'll show you. I don't spend too much time on it, but basically like this, and sort of pointing up like I really had a bow. And that's been very helpful. And as you can see, I don't know if you remember, I was kind of fat, but I used to be very muscular. But I was doing the carnivore, right? The carnivore diet with sardines and then with eggs. So almost like a beefless. I tried eating a hamburger patty. It was gross. And I like hamburgers, so that was weird. It was like suddenly my taste buds had evolved or something. But anyway, yeah. So I'm building my muscles back up, but I'm more concerned about getting my tendons and my joints and ligaments and everything working correctly before I do anything huge. All right, so number 6, it's been raining so much in the past 7 days, like a whole week, literally. It rained for like 4 or 5 days. pouring down rain just every day. And then when the rain would let up, I would start sneezing right away. And other people have noticed that kind of situation with them too. Chalked it up to the worst allergy season ever. Let's see. What I say? We are about a quarter mile from a river, the Choctawhatchee River, and we have a huge tree canopy, and the sky was cloudy, and I think all of that had a mini greenhouse effect on our little property, such that it was muggy, humid, uncomfortable, and mosquitoes were swarming. Huge ones like the Anopheles that likely led to the demise of the Panama Canal diggers. Let's see. And number 7. Just start, just do something. So again, this is another version of progress, not perfection. Good motto. I am planning to start an account with either Wells Fargo or Chase. I wanted to start a separate business account so that I can track business expenses on a business debit card, and I can pay for things at different stores that I consider business expenses, and they'll be on the right card, and it'll be easier to do taxes. It'll be easier to do taxes at the end of the year. Some say Trump is going to abolish the IRS. We'll see about that. Even if he does, it could take 20 years. It could take 5 years. Who knows? I got my hopes up when something Indo was going on, cis Indo. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. There's a little bit out there. And I had a channel and I was posting things. I wasn't even talking about it myself. I was just posting what other people were saying about cis Indo. And in the end, people were getting upset because they were like, this isn't real. Why are you posting this? And it's like, it seemed real. I think there's truth to what they were trying to do, but I think there was also a scam involved. So they took advantage of something that's true to deceive people with the scam. All right. So anyway, I met with a voc rehab counselor, and the doctor's note has been approved, but she has advised me that she wants me to do some deeper digging and research to find out what career I want, because honestly, I've always found cybersecurity and hacking and computer forensics. I've always found that kind of stuff interesting, but I've never pursued it, right, as a specialty or anything. But I have a lot of generalist IT experience, technical support experience, on-site field service repair of laser printers and different computer devices. What else? Let's see. I have a job interview on Monday for an auto parts delivery driver role. So if the pay is good, then we hope that the pay is good. Let's see. Milestone. Cat came out. Okay, so I felt like my wife has been pushing me to get a job rather than allowing me to pursue my self-employment, which is what the Lord has been guiding me to. Yesterday, she came out, and without me saying anything about it, I was just playing a video on YouTube, but I didn't say anything to her about it. She said, babe, I want you to just pursue your self-employment. I know that's what's going to make you happy. So pursue your freelance web development, and I support you in that. So I'm summarizing, but that's basically what she said, which is awesome. So now I feel like I have that support. And let's see what else. So far, my only income this month has been $150 from Guitar Ministry, because I missed a week because I went to support my one of the other executive pastors. at another church that he was interviewing at. Okay. But also I got $125 from serving as an AP election stringer. So what election stringer does is you go to the polling place and you write down the results as they come in, and then you call and report them to the whoever the operator is for the AP at the time. The AP is the Associated Press. So basically another media job. I find myself just falling into media all over the place. Okay, let's see. I've been studying. I'll dismiss that. Ooh, excuse me. All right. Let's see. I've been studying YouTube videos on wealth creation, investing, corporate politics, career design to level up on, should I update my career skills? Should I update my resume? To get a job, to figure out what it is that I'm missing, what it is that I need. And that's been helpful. Okay. And then, super milestone though. Check this out. I located the charger for the Jackery Explorer 300. Yay! And that is a, maybe call it like electronic battery. It plugs into a solar panel, but I didn't buy the solar panel. I just got the battery itself. Let's see. And I've been studying I've been studying YouTube videos. Then we did that. Fixed the height of the French cleat on the smaller French cleat box and built a third French cleat box, which is awesome. That is slowly helping bit by bit get things off the floor, and that's very cool. Third. What else? I weeded around the tool shed on the east side of the tool shed and basically planted some summer shade-loving flowers to use that up and hopefully have like a huge perennial flower bed that will draw, pollinators. Because we eventually hope to have honey, hives and stuff like that. But also pollinators are going to help the organic garden. Okay. What else? I did some pruning of the lower branches of the peach tree behind the tool shed. I used Claude to create various flashcard HTML files to study for IT certification. I started studying for Security Plus certification. I'm doing Professor Messer's free YouTube course, and it's for the 701 series. And I think I'm about 12 videos in of like 125. I mean, it's got a lot of videos to it. So, but bit by bit. Also, I began my AI computer, the Dell QCT 1250 Tower Pro that I bought in December and received in January. I got it all set up and everything, and I got OBS set up on it the other day. I got my computer webcam moved to it. I got the OBS audio finally figured out and configured. And so it is ready to be used, and I started using it for doing a tutorial, like programming along with the Adrian Twarog tutorial, while I used the laptop connected to a monitor. So I got two monitors in front of me. I use the laptop to actually play the tutorial. So I'm watching on one computer and I'm typing on another. Awesome. Okay. What else? A friend in Florida called and was distraught about personal life issues, and I counseled him in that. And I told him that I'm going to be his accountability buddy, and he needs to call me every Friday at 6 p.m. I needed to tell him to call me Friday at 7 p.m. because if he's thinking Florida time, that's an hour ahead. And I'm at 6 my time, which is central. Okay. Milestone. Okay, ever since I came off just eating eggs and started keto, but more importantly, started drinking milk because I didn't drink milk while I was uh, on the carnivore. Uh, my bowel movements. I know this is kind of gross, but hey, you know, you're old. Things happen. But when I was 24, these things happened, and I've since been looking for what caused it all these years, and really could never find anything significant that really pointed to it. And just recently, I found a video on YouTube that is like sings my whole song about everything I've gone through, and it basically says that massive doses of ibuprofen or regular doses of ibuprofen taken regularly can cause digestive issues. Has been proven now 20 almost 30 years later since I first experienced things in 2000 or whatever, has been proven to cause the kinds of IBS-C type digestive issues that I've had, and a leaky gut and all that. But here's the good news. We have a semi-solution because my bowel movements became regular soon after I acknowledged out loud to God that I am helpless without Him and that He has all the power and that I needed His help. And that was like last Sunday. And within a day or two after that, Monday or Tuesday, I think it was Monday, Holy Spirit showed me that milk kefir would be the key. And so I had my wife pull the kefir out of the fridge and start thawing it. And we took the last of our milk and made kefir. And oh my goodness, as soon as I had the kefir, not the kefir, but it was the key part was the actual kefir grain. Now you can look it up. I don't have a graphic to show you, but basically it's this little thing, and it's a combination of yeast and bacteria, beneficial bacteria. And I never ate those before because I didn't want to kill the thing that made the delicious kefir. Well, I ate a couple of them this time, and they didn't taste like, but they had almost the consistency of gummy bears, or boba tea, the bubble tea, those kinds of things, right? And I know those are made with like tapioca or starch or something, but it kind of had that sort of consistency, like a jelly bean, a gummy bear. There you go. Okay, so anyway, I ate probably a teaspoon of the critters, and within, I don't know, it was hours, within a day, something like that, the very next morning, I was able to have a bowel movement. And it wasn't messy, it was perfect. And I had to squeeze, because that's what I had to do. But I didn't overburden my digestion. And immediately after I went, I praised God. And then I drank some more kefir. So I think part of the key is breaking my fast in the morning with kefir and chewing kefir grains and going to the bathroom. All right, so I'm excited. That's great progress, and it has helped me to have so much more energy. I'm telling you, this is almost the key to everything I've been able to do in the last 2 or 3 days. Oh, wow. I have been so awake, and getting my shoulder rehabbed with the straps has also helped eliminate pain. And I've just been blown away. The healing that I've wanted for, 3 years, 2 years, whatever. And now it's finally coming. Well, we sold the back half of our 2.5 acre land to our neighbor. He wanted to do something to help us be able to pay, our bills, rent and stuff. Well, not rent. We don't pay rent. We own our house. But all the other bills, phone bill and stuff like that. And so he made us a good offer for our land, and my wife was totally on board, And so I told her, I said, well, babe, you go ahead and handle this project. I'm gonna delegate this into your hands, and whatever you say is what we'll do. And so she ran with it full speed. She's been down to the lawyer and signed the papers and everything. And I think she's going to sign papers tomorrow, or maybe Tuesday. But anyway, she has done a great job with this project. And our neighbor was so generous. And he's even been mowing our lawn for free. And while we're at church, he's going to mow our lawn. And he is just the kindest, gentlest, best neighbor you could ever have. Anyway, I canceled the Starlink. They're raising the rates $10 next month to $130, which really isn't bad. If you've got income coming in, I highly recommend Starlink. It's worked great for us, except for the weird issue where whenever it's raining and Spectrum goes down, Starlink seems to go down too, which is weird. Because the whole purpose of having Starlink in my situation is as a redundant backup in case Spectrum goes down. But since I'm not working remotely at the moment, I don't have the money to pay for that. I can't justify it, and it's eating up a lot of money we could use for other stuff. So I canceled that, and I canceled the LinkedIn, and so I'm still going to have LinkedIn till the 16th of June, which is my wife's birthday, and consequently the day of the runoff. And there's other things going on June 16th. For some reason, June 10th, our anniversary, and June 16th, her birthday, there's a lot of different things going on, like nationwide, holidays, events that are happening, stuff like that have nothing to do with us. It's almost like it's prophetic or something. Anyway, so we're going to save $170, almost $200 by doing that. So we've reduced our monthly bill, not counting groceries and gas and stuff like that. We've reduced our monthly bill from around $2,300 to, and not just because of this, but we had to let our cleaning girl go, and our yard guy, and they were great, but we couldn't afford them anymore, and we were paying $200 or probably $400 a month for that, for both of them together. So there's about $600 we're not paying, since we're not paying for those services anymore. And so we're down to about $1,800 is our monthly amount, which isn't bad. Actually, I think my wife said it's down to $1,300. We cut our meat subscription box, Good Chop, which I highly recommend. It's really good. They do a great job. But if you're saving money, that's an extra $300 a month. So we're down to about $1,300 bare minimum. 2 phones, Spectrum for internet, and the power bill. And we don't have a water bill because we have well pump. So I think that's it. Our biggest bill. Oh, insurance. Gotta have house insurance and car insurance. And I think that's it. And of course we pay tithe, but that's not a bill. That's just given to God what's owed to him. And we we are so blessed for giving our tithe to the Lord. Let's see. Okay. A couple final things. I was investigating solar charging system for the tool shed again. And see, what was the cheapest path to victory for that? And for about $400 to $500, I can get solar panel and a battery, probably lithium ion or deep cycle or something like that. I don't remember which one it was, but I was watching this Amish video and they were pricing it out. And I say Amish, but it's one of those AI ones, and obviously Amish don't make AI videos. So, but Amish is, I guess, a thing now, right? Like, what was it? Mango was the new popular flavor a couple years ago. Well, apparently Amish is one of the viral things in YouTube how-tos. Okay, anyway, yeah, so basically the battery that they had was about $200. And then there's cables to connect everything. You need a fuse. You need one or two solar panels. And there's something else. Yeah, charge controller. And I believe that was everything. Yeah. So with those items, you can have a pretty decent solar charging system. However, then I saw somebody who was using a Predator, which is a basically Harbor Freight's version of my Jackery Explorer 300. And I saw that now, man, it's been years. It's been like 2022 or 2023, maybe even 2021 since we got the Jackery. No, it had to be 23. Yeah, it was 23 because I got my job at Elijah Streams that year. Okay, so yeah, the Predator is the 350 watt solar generator, and the ratings and reviews that I've seen, I haven't seen too many, but the ones that I've seen have compared and said that it's actually a little bit better than the Jackery 300. And it costs about the same as the Jackery cost me in 2023. And I saw another video that showed that the Blue Eddy 500 or something, 500 watt, is actually the same price as what the Jackery cost me in 2023. And that's pretty weird when you consider inflation, right? But if that's the case, but I don't need, basically what I was getting at was I may just need to buy a solar panel for the Jackery, because the Jackery already has a charging controller built into it, right? And it's already designed to take a solar panel. So I would guess that it would shut off, right, if it's using, if it's getting too many watts, and it would also shut off if it's using too many watts. So in any case, it works fine, because it's rated for, I don't know, somewhere between 300 and 500 charge cycles, and I've probably charged it 50 times max in the few years that I've had it. Okay, what else? And just to be clear, the main thing we use the Jackery for is I use it in the tool shed because we don't have power running to the tool shed yet. So I take it from Shalom House where I keep it in a cool environment, and I take it to the tool shed and I plug it in, and it runs all my LED lights so that I can do shop work inside on days like today when it was raining and humid and mosquito bitten outside and stuff. All right, what else? I know this is running about twice as long as I wanted, but I do have a lot of things in here. So the rain for days, torrential rain, killed a bunch of our yellow squash, like, I don't know, 9 or 10. And baby snails killed most of our strawberries. However, Kat picked quite a few green beans, and we put up somewhere between 9 and 16 cans the other day. She loves canning, and so she did that. And we did basil. She's got the, when I was working for Elijah Streams, making good money, I bought her, what's it called? Freeze dryer. Green leaf or something like that. I bought her that green freeze dryer. And it's been great. And she doesn't use it every single day as a business or anything. But just every once in a while, every few months, she'll get a batch of something and freeze dry it. And so this time around, she was freeze drying basil and dill and different herbs from our garden that's been growing good. What else? And yesterday I said to the devil, I said, all right, devil, all this squash you took from us, the Lord's going to repay us sevenfold. Within an hour, I'm digging through the freezer, looking inventory of what we have in our large freezer, not our deep freeze, but our large standing freezer. And we had so much frozen squash from last season, from last year, that we completely forgot about. And there it was. Not only that, later that day, our neighbor gave us some of his yellow squash. Not only that, today, our neighbor gave us a whole bushel, a whole basket or whatever, of more yellow squash. So the prophecy just came true that quick. And that was cool. It was good praise report. All right, so Shalom House, I think I told you about how I weed whacked and put the cardboard down, and I put the pollinator flowers there. And, finally, this right here, you might be able to say, hey, what's happening? We made a joke about my wife punching me in the eye. But really what happened was I got stabbed by lunging down to grab something, and a spike, basically the end of metal mesh fabric that they call cow panel. In this one, it stuck me in the eye, and I was wearing my safety glasses. And if I hadn't been wearing my safety glasses, I could have lost an eye. But what it did was it hit this bone right here, right there. If it had gone right here, could have gone right into my brain. Possibly, because the soft tissue here, they stick a needle up in, and that was the process of frontal lobotomies in the early 1900s, late 1800s. I thank God none of that happened. But I learned a lesson, and the lesson that I learned was don't put stabby things at eye level. And I know I'm looking over here because I'm centered here, but now I see there's a little green dot over there, and that's probably where I'm supposed to focus. So it's going to be interesting to see if at this part, if it looks like I'm looking at you, and here it looks like I'm looking off somewhere else. That'd be interesting. Okay, but praise God, God saved me. I think he had an angel that moved everything just so that my eye didn't get stabbed. And I didn't even immediately push that off there. It took getting poked in the cheek later that day, doing this, not even the same thing. I wasn't reaching down for nothing, but I walked into it because somehow it was blind spotted with my safety glasses. Probably because the safety glasses were a little bit fogged up. So there you go. And so the results in a nutshell: shoulder and digestion healing measurably. The tool shed cleaner and slightly more organized, both inside and out. Same thing with Shalom House. I didn't tell you, but no, I did. I told you about the flowers, and that's the main thing. I also put cardboard around all outside the tool shed to help kill weeds naturally. And let's see, I gained a better understanding of what side hustles would be good for me, and what to, how to manage my career better and stuff like that. Implemented better safety procedures, started training, doing studying and whatnot for technical industry certifications for IT. And this month's earnings in total is $350. Now that doesn't count other things that my wife is in charge of, because she pays most of the bills, but I've been handling. She pays the bills and I earn the money. And we got food stamps. We finally got our food stamps. We got $600 of food stamps. We were able to buy our meat for the next month. Praise God. So that is a huge expense that we no longer have to worry about. We're able to get, because we're able to use food stamps on meat and other food, healthy food, we don't get junk food. We were able to use the cash to get the milk, because we go to the honor farm where they have the honor system. All right. Side hustles. $0 from side hustles. But I'm hoping next month my goal is $100, $500 from side hustles. I'd like to see that. $1,000. I'm just gonna set. Let's say $2,000 from websites or graphic design. Well, maybe should I say 5,000? Yeah, I'll say 5,000. Let's see. I'm gonna have to do hustling. I'm gonna have to talk to people. But now that my digestion is working better and my shoulder is feeling better, I will be able to have all this energy. I've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning, and look at all the energy I have, and it's 3. So, all right. So thank you for joining me today on Eric Hepperle Designs. If you like this video and stayed to the end here, go ahead and drop a like, and feel free to subscribe to stay tuned for more, because I'm going to be trying to make these regular. And it may be bumpy at first in the beginning, but that's okay, because it's progress, not perfection. And if you've had any of these kinds of experiences, feel free to make comments below. I respond to all comments. And thank you for joining me today. And also, you can share, if you want to help support the channel, you can share this with a friend. I am going to try to put up some ways that you can donate if you want to donate. I might do Patreon. I don't know. I've been iffy on Patreon and never did it. But I will probably have that as an update in the next video. But stay tuned and watch for more videos coming soon. Thank you and have a great day. God bless. Okay.